play with a practice called the Five Animal Frolics. So there's lots of versions of this, as there are with many traditional Chinese Qigong forms, but we're going to do bits and pieces of, well, maybe we'll do all of the crane move from the particular form of the Five Animal Frolic that I learned from one of my main teachers, Ken Cohen. Any mistakes or misguided wanderings are my own. So the first animal, and the animal we're going to play with today, is the crane, as in like the sandhill crane, or the big beautiful bird with the big wings. And so we're gonna do well. We're gonna come right into it. So for this, you begin with your feet together and the feet angled out. It doesn't have to be quite 45 degrees, but out, 35 degrees. It could be 45 degrees. Put the heels together. And just try to cultivate the sense of being like one of these big, beautiful birds that stands upright and just watches. And the arms are going to be like the wings in a moment. But for right now, you're standing upright. Your knees are not locked, but your legs are straight. Imagine a thin filament or string is pulling up on the crown of the head just to elongate the spine. The eyes are open with a expansive gaze, taking in whatever there is to take in. And you're going to begin with the hands palm up, fingertips not quite touching, but fingers pointing to each other, hands about the height of your navel. All of the breathing here is going to be in and out through the nose. And so keeping everything still, like this kind of stately, I don't know if stately is the right word, but this bird standing very still, calmly, gazing at the expanse, taking it all in. Energy or sense of sort of uprightness and expansiveness or length from the heels to the crown of the head, and imagining that thin filament pulling up. And holding all that, breathing in and out through the nose. You're going to breathe in as you gently lift the arms up to about the base of the sternum. Breathe out, lower them back down to the height of the navel. So follow that, breathing in as you expand, filling the lungs. Breathe out, lower down to about the height of the navel. So breathing in, up to the sternum, maybe up to the level of parts of the chest. Breathe out, hands come down. Breathing in and out through the nose. Just here, beginning, sort of breathing in and expanding. Breathe out and release. We'll do one more like this. So breathe in and expand. Breathe out and release. And now the arms are going to come out to the side like wings, not directly out to the side. They don't have to be like stretched out like so, but out basically to the side. I think my hands are a little in front of the shoulders. The tops of the wrists are about the height of the shoulders. The arms don't need to be perfectly locked. The elbows can be a little bit lower. It's kind of like a bird flying along. And you're going to bring the fingertips and the thumbs together, pointed down, like you're pinching a little bit of salt. You're going to put it in the food. And in a moment, you're going to release the salt, either because you put it in your food on each side or because you decide, hey, I don't want to add salt today. So it's going to go like this. You're going to take the hands down just a little bit, like not all the way down to the head of the navel, just down a few inches, like floating down. And you're going to breathe in as you rise the wrist up, or raise the wrists up, fingertips together. Breathe out through the nose as you release the fingers, the arms come down a little bit. So you're breathing in and expand. Breathing out and release, just like that. Very simple. Breathing in and expand. Breathe out, release the fingers. So breathe in and pinch the salt, I guess. Breathe out, release it down. In the Taoist, classical Taoist text, the Zhuangzi, it begins with this very famous story. There's a giant fish just kind of doing its thing in the northern ocean. Fish is named Kun, and it's a big ass fish, and it just swims around. And then the story goes, still here, breathing in and out with the movement of the arms. The story goes, the fish turns into a bird. And interestingly, the text doesn't sort of explain why. It doesn't even really seem to remark upon it. You're like, oh, fish turned into a bird, as fish, I guess, in classical Taoist texts are wont to do. Now you're going to breathe out, just lower the hands down to the height of the navel. And you're going to breathe in, the hands are going to come up. The wrists kind of leading the way, kind of flapping your wings like a bird. This is the third move. You're not pinching the salt. You're not bringing the fingers together. You're just kind of flapping your wings long, breathing in through the nose, breathe out. So this giant fish has become a giant bird in the Zhuangzi. The bird is called peng. And peng is like a big ass bird. Like its wings are miles and miles from wingtip to wingtip, like thousands of miles. And it's like the biggest bird you can imagine. And the peng begins to lift, it begins to fly, and it flaps its big ass wings, and it begins to lift off. And you can imagine, like on the ground, the wind that's pushed down with the downward flaps of the wings. It's like dust storms and tornadoes and hurricanes. And the bird lifts way up. So here we're flying long. Maybe cultivate your inner peng bird. Okay, now it's going to get a little funky. I'm going to do this next one in 2 stages. So the first one, the arms are down, height about the height of the navel. This time when you breathe in, you're going to turn the palms up and bring them up. And you're going to turn the palms down, breathe out. So breathing in, palms up. Breathing out, palms down. Breathing in through the nose, palms up. Breathing out the nose, palms down. And then be mindful of your body. You're going to keep the balls of the feet and the toes on the ground. But as you breathe in and the arms come up, you're going to lift the heels up, bend the knees, squat down, trying to keep your back erect. Breathe out, come back up. So breathe in, squat down. Breathe out, come back up. If this is harsh on your knees, modify it or just skip the squatting. Breathe out and come back down. So breathing in through the nose, palms up. Breathing out, the hands come down. So the peng bird flying along. And the scale that the peng bird in the Zhuangzi operates at is just immense and unbelievable to mere creatures like us. It flies and it takes off and it flies like 6 months at a time. Time and space and distance are, it doesn't count chump change. It operates on a grand scale. We'll do a couple more. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. All right, the next one we're going to do in stages. So this one is going to be a little different. You're going to breathe in, your arms are out the side, like it's your wings. You're going to breathe in, you're going to kind of bend down, and the hands are going to come down kind of like you're scooping something. And then you're going to come up. It doesn't matter which hand is closer to the body right now. The hands are going to kind of cross in front of the heart. And then you're going to open the arms up like you're looking up, like you are looking up. And then you're going to scoop down again. So you're going to come up, open, and you're going to go down, kind of scoop. You're going to breathe in as the hands go up and around. And as you begin to come down, you're going to breathe out as you go down. And then big breath in through the nose, coming up. Breath out as you come down. So breathing in through the nose, up, still breathing in if you can. Then breathing out as the fingertips turn down. Breathing in as you go up. And breathe out as you go down. Now, we're halfway there, living on a prayer. There's more to this. So you come here, be mindful of your balance. You're going to begin as you breathe in to lift a foot up, bring that knee up. Breathe out, put the foot down, come back down again. Breathe in, you're going to switch. Breathe in, lift up like a crane on one leg. Breathe out as you go down. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, down. Breathe in, up. You can point the toe down. You don't have to flex the foot, but you can point it. Breathe out as it goes down. Breathe in, up. Breathe out through the nose, down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one here. Breathing in. Ooh. If the balance is off, pretend you meant to do that. Breathe out. Come back up and release. So back in the initial position, you can pull your pants up if you want. That's not part of the form, but it's allowed. Heels together, feet are out. You're the crane, looking around. Now your wings, you're going to bring them in, backs of the hands, backs of the wrists together. You're going to sink the hips a little bit by bending the knees just a little bit. And then you're going to shift to your right. And you're going to take your left foot and you're going to place it out about 45 degrees. And I don't think you can see quite clearly my foot here, but it's just the ball of the foot and the toes are down. And you're going to look 45 degrees that way. We'll keep the hands in for right now. And you're going to bring that foot back to center the weight, shift to your left leg, open up and look 45 degrees to the left. Like the ball of the foot down, like you're testing the ice. Come back to center. Now, I did a little up and down there. The goal here is to kind of sink the hips a little bit and keep it at that height. So now you're going to turn to your left, weights on the right leg. But now as you do it, the hands are going to open up. And actually the palms are going to come out like angle out that way. And you're going to open up, expand the chest. Look that way as you breathe in. Breathe out, come back into center, backs the hands together. Breathe in, if you're mirroring me, look to the right. Breathe out, back to center. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Breathe in. You're like a bird. Looking around, saying, hey, I'm a bird. Look that way, I'm going to come back to center. Hey, what's going on over there? Oh, that's cool. Back to center. So you're going to breathe in, testing the ice. If you're mirroring me, testing the ice with your left foot. Breathe out, back to center. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. In through the nose. Out through the nose. I like to do this one in line at the grocery store. Everybody loves it. You just don't say anything. You just start breathing in and out through the nose. There's not much sound to it. I mean, people start grumbling. Like, what's that goddamn bird doing in line? But, you know, they don't mess with you because people know that birds are mean. Breathing in, open. Breathe out, back to center. We'll do one more. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, so that is the last of the standing still postures. There are some crane walking postures. And when it kind of